Hello and welcome back. This is another video. I am still in Bali. Looks like I'm going to be here for a lot longer. I've been here for so long that I'm starting to dress like this. Like I just went out and bought a bunch of t-shirts for super cheap. Uh, and they're made in Indonesia, which is cool. But at the same time, now I look like one of those people that has been in Indonesia for too long. Uh, you see all these Western people. They don't dress like the natives. They dress like people who've been on an island for too long, and I'm starting to look like that. But I'm okay with it, and that's good. You know why? Because today is all about body and body image, and I'm just gonna get into it. If you're new to this whole series is I'm looking at there's the Whole Self Journal, and that's a journal that myself and my business partner created. And I'm going over the preamble before I start to document my own journaling experience. And this journal is for the mind, for the heart, for the spirit, and for the body. And today we're going to look at the body. So how do you set goals for the body? Well, did you know, and this is going into it, did you know that your body is unique? And did you know that that is okay? Due to the nature of the media we consume and the marketing we are bombarded with, it's nearly impossible for the average person to feel as though they have permission to celebrate the uniqueness of their body. So let me stop there because there's we're constantly told that we're not enough in all the media that we watch, and that we're supposed to have a certain type of body, and that if we don't have that we should feel crappy and buy whatever product it is that's being shoved down our throats. And conversely, then that they're always like, when there's like an orthodoxy, we're supposed to be like this, then there's always kind of like this pendulum swing to the other side, which is justification. And that justification is like, well, I can do what I want, and I could be 700 pounds, and you can't judge me. And sure, it's not good to judge anybody, but at the same time, you should get to know your body so that you can do what it wants you to do, to a certain extent. So that means we're hardwired to want certain foods based on our blood type, based on a lot of it culturally. Like my wife, she is Mongolian, and Mongolians value a dead lamb like crazy. They love lamb. There's something like 8 times more lambs in their country than, no, it's not 8 times. It's like 4 times. There's 4 times the amount of lambs than people in Mongolia, and that's by design. They love lamb. They love to eat the crap out of lamb. When I was there one day, I had red meat 4 times in one day, and I almost died. It was crazy. It was too much. Um, but for her, it's like if she doesn't have meat for a certain period of time, she really like loses all of her power, and so she like feeds this inner Mongolian power, which is good for me because then I'm safe for a few days. And then when she has meat, she's got this look in her eye. Just kidding. But it's good to understand your own body. It's actually really important, because otherwise, to adopt the Atkins diet or the keto diet or whatever, there's no one size fits all. That's crazy. Our body and our genetics and what we grew up with, like Japanese people, a lot of the Japanese people that I know and Korean people that I know, they need rice 3 times a day. If I had white rice 3 times a day, I would never poo ever again. I would just eventually explode. It would be terrible. It would be a travesty. But they, like a lot of them, it's like not even a meal unless there's rice. So that goes into their cultural DNA. And it doesn't seem to hurt them, because most of the blue zones where people live the longest actually are in Japan. So say what you want about white rice, but it's not killing a lot of people because they're living longer than most Americans in a lot of these islands in Japan. Next paragraph. And because we feel pressured to constantly compare ourselves, we follow the diets that other people are recommending. People often jump from one health trend to the next. There are so many gurus that are trying to force feed their versions of being healthy on us, as though they only have a single method to gain health. Sorry, I got a little bit dizzy. I'm not breathing enough as I'm speaking. So yes, it's like, it's very easy, especially on Facebook. You see this guy is like, you want 6-pack abs? You got to do this. You got to do this. And it's really different For your body type, it's different on your age. Your body changes. I'm almost 40, okay? And what you can't see down here is that my abs are becoming more of a concept, an abstract concept, and less of a concrete reality as the days go by. And that's after you hit 30. There's like a very clear delineation between the amount of you know muscle that you retain and body fat that you gain. Every year after 30, it's harder to maintain your abs. It's easier to gain fat, so you got to work harder and you got to adapt as the days go by. Next, consider this for a moment. What if there were no one-size-fits-all approach to health? What if part of the reason we are born unique is so that we can take time to discover what your body really needs and wants in order to function optimally? Everyone is made from unique DNA. The way our genes express themselves makes each one of us fundamentally different from anyone else. Our genes determine the enzyme pattern we are made of, and this renders our metabolism slightly different in everyone. This is why the impact that some foods can have on our body is in turn unique too. Absolutely. So learning this, right? Not everybody's meant to be vegan. Some people, it's so much of it is your blood type and like how much meat your body needs. And some people might not subscribe to that, but I totally believe that the way that we're born determines a lot of like what our body actually needs in order to function properly. But then there's also cultural elements, and there's a smorgasbord, and again, age plays into that. So to take the time to actually learn what your body wants and to see how it reacts, and just like a bit of a personal story, our son had a chronic cough. He was 3 at the time. He developed it in Mongolia. The air quality is really bad out there. Oh, there's one of them. And sorry about that. And he had this crazy chronic cough, and it wouldn't go away. And it only happened at night when he would go to sleep. We went to some doctors in Korea. We went to see some specialists and all this, and they were all saying different things, recommending, bless you, different, remedies. Nothing worked. And then finally we went to an American guy who's a specialist in Chinese medicine, and we found out that our son basically just had an allergy to dairy, and it was, bless you, coming out in the form of a chronic cough, which was really hard for us to believe. But then we just said, okay, let's try it out. We tried it out. Within 2 weeks, his cough was gone, and it's never been back since. And all we did was take out dairy and eggs, egg whites. It's crazy, right? And wheat. We still eat wheat. We cheat on wheat. But anyway, so this is again not a one size fits all. If you have a cough, it doesn't mean that if you cut out dairy, it's gonna work for you. But it's like you got to be open, and you got to hear different information, and really spend the time to learn what your body wants and needs. This journal has been designed to help you see the body as a vessel which can work at peak performance if you choose to figure out the combination of diet and exercise that is right just for you. Certain foods will give you endless energy, while others will drain you. Certain exercises will cause you to feel vibrant and youthful, while others will wear your body parts down too much. Hence, me and jogging. I always want to jog, and then I jog, and then my body, like my knees especially, feel like they're dying. So then I realized, I should be doing stuff like yoga. So I've been doing yoga lately, and a bit of swimming, right? So, and again, that changes over time. If my knees ever decide they want to remember how to not hurt when I run, then I'll go back to running, right? We only get one body. So we better make the effort to build a sincere relationship with this living, breathing entity that is housing our mind and spirit. So absolutely, don't think that whatever your physical state is now, that it has to be that way. There are many people that are healing their bodies through things like meditation, through learning about the diet that is right for them, for experimenting. How does caffeine? I like a little bit of caffeine every day. I like a coffee. I'm fine with that. My body likes it. I don't get, shaky or jitters when I have caffeine. But if I have, say, 3 cups a day, then I start to feel like garbage. whenever I've allowed myself to kind of go overboard and have like 3 or 4, then I just feel terrible. Whereas my wife, a few months ago, she had, uh, we went to a name brand coffee shop, let's say, that's everywhere, that's ubiquitous. And they gave her 2 tea bags in her tea. She didn't know about it. She had it, and she almost passed out. She was like shaking uncontrollably because she's super sensitive to caffeine. So learning about what your body wants, and also understanding that if your body's sick, it's just out of balance, and to learn how to bring harmony back. Because sometimes I hurt my knee once, and it ended up manifesting in my head. I had headaches, and it was because I have a knee injury. So everything's interconnected in your body, and the more that you unravel this kind of how learning how to feed your body what it wants, it actually starts to repair itself and heal itself, and you can find I feel like I'm in incredible shape these days, more than say 10 years ago. So anyway, you can do it, and we're gonna get into the what's next. Next is spirit. Oh, that's cool, because this is a very contentious issue. Is what is spirituality, and our book will help you define spirituality in a very practical way, so that you can measure where your spirituality is at and grow from there. So thank you, and I'm gonna leave you. Take care.